Which planet do you think the umbrella came from? Because thousands of years before our era in Egypt, this simple object was a mysterious shadow protecting the heads of kings from the sun. Imagine servants in ancient Egypt, around 3000 BC, holding large palm leaf parasols over the heads of pharaohs. Back then, the umbrella wasn't just a tool to protect from rain. It was a symbol of power. If someone held an umbrella over your head, it meant you were protected not only from the sun, but also from the eyes of ordinary people. The umbrella was literally a sign of being extraordinary. The same scene existed in Mesopotamia. The rulers there also walked under large decorated parasols. But there was a detail. Mesopotamian parasols were sometimes made with golden silk and feathers. It wasn't just shade, it was a status display. In China, something different happened. In the first millennium BC, umbrellas were made with bamboo frames and oiled paper. The difference? These umbrellas were also resistant to rain. So think about it. In Egypt, the umbrella was prestige. In China, it became both functional and part of daily life. Chinese umbrellas were colorful. Red, blue, golden ornaments, sometimes with pigeon and cloud designs. Here the umbrella represented taste, culture, and technology, all in one. This raises one question. How did this symbol of pharaohs and emperors turn into an everyday item for ordinary people? For thousands of years, the umbrella was a hidden symbol in palaces and temples. But one day, winds from the Mediterranean brought it to the stone streets of Europe. The umbrella came to Europe through ancient Greece. Women mainly used it for sun protection. At that time, it was more of a fashion accessory, large dresses, hats, and a thin umbrella in hand. In the Middle Ages, the umbrella disappeared from Europe, but in the late 16th century, Italy rediscovered it. In the streets of Venice, monks began carrying umbrellas. Now it was not only a women's accessory, but also part of religious status. Paris, the capital of fashion, embraced the umbrella quickly. Here it became a symbol of urban elegance. Seeing a woman with an umbrella in Paris streets was common. But men? Not yet. They believed a man could get wet, but never carry an umbrella. In the 18th century, umbrellas spread in England, but very slowly. Men preferred to walk in the rain with their hats pulled down, as umbrellas were still considered a women's accessory. And then came a man who changed everything. Jonas Hanway. 18th century London. The streets are full of rain. Women walk with umbrellas. Men keep their hats low and walk on. Because for them, the umbrella was unmanly. But one man in this rainy city decided to break all the rules. Jonas Hanway, writer, philanthropist, and a rather stubborn man. One day, he walked through London holding an umbrella. People started laughing. A man with an umbrella? How strange. Coach drivers even shouted at him. At that time, a man with an umbrella wasn't just making a fashion choice, it was a form of public protest. But Jonas Hanway didn't give up. He kept walking with his umbrella in the rain every day. Years passed. People realized it wasn't just fashion. It was practical. Soon, men began using umbrellas too. Jonas Hanway didn't just bring umbrellas to men, he made comfort acceptable for them. One man's stubbornness changed the habits of a whole city. But technology had yet to make its entrance. Jonas Hanway introduced umbrellas to men, but there was still a problem. Umbrellas were big, heavy, and hard to carry. Putting one in a pocket or small bag? Impossible. But in Paris, one man changed the umbrella forever. In 1710, craftsman Jean Marius invented the first folding umbrella. It was no longer just a large piece of fabric on a stick. It could be folded and put in a bag. This invention became the new toy of Paris aristocracy. Umbrellas were now practical and fashionable. Time passed. The Industrial Revolution arrived and umbrella production joined the wave. In 1852, English inventor Samuel Fox made umbrellas stronger and lighter by creating a steel frame. The umbrella was no longer just fabric, it was technology. Samuel Fox's invention made umbrellas cheaper. Once a luxury for the rich, they became available to the middle class. This was the era of practicality, not just status. From Paris's folding design to England's steel frame, the umbrella became stylish, durable, and common. But there was still one step left, making it small enough to fit in our pockets. The Industrial Revolution made umbrellas available to everyone, but they were still large. If you weren't carrying it, you had to hang it somewhere. In the stylish 1920s, people wanted something more portable. In 1928, German engineer Hans Haupt changed umbrella history. He invented the first folding pocket umbrella. Now it fit not only in handbags, but also in men's coat pockets, a perfect match for city life. A few years later, Austrian artist and inventor Slava Duldig created a new pocket umbrella called Flirt. It was more stylish, compact, and fashionable, especially loved by elegant women. No one had to carry umbrellas in their hands anymore. On the metro, going to work, sitting in a cafe, you simply took it out of your pocket. This small change gave the umbrella a new role, both a practical tool and a fashion detail. Hans Haupt and Slava Duldig had brought the umbrella into our pockets, and technology kept improving materials and designs, making umbrellas lighter and stronger. The 1960s. The world was changing. People were looking at the moon, TV entered homes, and of course, umbrellas changed too. They were no longer just for not getting wet. They became a form of self-expression, the explosion of colorful designs. If in the 1800s umbrellas were dark and plain, in the 1960s they became orange, red, multi-shaped, even made of clear plastic. Umbrellas entered fashion displays, appeared in ads, and became film icons. Material revolution, fiberglass and Teflon. Technology didn't stop. From the 1960s, umbrella frames were made with fiberglass, light, flexible, unbreakable. Then came aluminum, even lighter, and finally Teflon-coated fabrics, making water slide off in drops. Umbrellas now had serious technology behind them. Part of life today, umbrellas are a daily companion. On the way to the office, leaving the metro, or walking down a romantic boulevard. We even see them with LED lights, windproof designs, or GPS to warn you if you forget them. In pop culture, umbrellas became more than weather tools. They became emotional symbols. Lovers met under them, heroes cried beneath them, and superheroes used them as weapons. Thousands of years ago, umbrellas stood over the heads of pharaohs. Today, they are part of our urban lives. And perhaps the most interesting thing is that while technology, fashion, and politics have changed, the umbrella still does the same job. It protects you. If you enjoyed this story under the sound of raindrops, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next journeys. Give it a like. It's the biggest motivation for new videos. And of course, share your thoughts in the comments. Your words continue this story.